Hey all, hey y'all. We are remembering that we are limitless potentials having a divine, limitless dream. Focus, conscious awareness, focus as insert your name. My name, Ashley-Nicole. I am a dimension of the biblically prophesied Messiah, a dimension of the Jewish culture widely awaited Mashiach, a dimension of the Hindu culture prophesied Kalki. Why only a dimension, Ashley? Because we are one. We are all dimensions simultaneously one with limitless potentials and the oneness of all things, most commonly termed God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, Brahman, and many other things within our synaptical understanding of divine evolution, our synaptical understanding of ourselves at any moment, because our divine evolution is a mirror one with who we are, who we believe we are, in any moment. I am a singer-songwriter. I'm a channel for the divine. Remember, limitless potentials in the present moment, future human in the present moment. I share my frequency, my existence, to assist with being an uplifting force, a remedy within our humanism, within reality. As humans, planet Earth, we're not the only beings of this reality as we perceive it. And that's what we're awakening to. We're coming into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our limitless potentials, of our multidimensionality, of our divine inheritance, divine origins. I share my frequencies within my podcast, Keynote Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole, which is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify, as well as Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, which is available to stream for free on YouTube. Now, within Keynote Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole, I actually record my divine evolution into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment, as well as conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials. Excuse me, bless me, y'all. Excuse me. Of my limitless potentials. I'm going to talk a lot about my story and my journey in this Facebook community live. You're tuning in to Ashley-Nicole Phillips Facebook community live. I recorded, documented, transcribed my journey of coming into greater conscious awareness, as well as conscious embodiment of the limitless frequency of which I am and which all truly is. Our limitless nature is an authentic pigment on the canvas of divine evolution. As who you are in this moment is a different variation, a contrasting variation of the oneness of all things from who I am in this moment. Meaning we all bring our own flavor, our own remedy, our own frequency, our own puzzle piece to the oneness of all things to assist with the evolution of all things. The growth and evolution of all things. This is my synaptical understanding at this moment. It's the way I'm guided to share my understandings of divine creation, of reality, of our existential fundamental nature at this moment. Whatever resonates with your heart space, great. Whatever doesn't, you can leave it. It's fine. So, Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole, again, which is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify. I document my journey of awakening, and I awaken through healing through my inner space. And we're gonna get into this. How did I come into a space where I have a conscious awareness that I am a frequency of limitless potentials. I am the frequency, a dimension of the frequency of limitless potentials simultaneously. And everywhere that I show up in every moment, it assists with how this reality grows and evolves, how our human culture grows and evolves, how all things grow and evolve through the emanation of the energy in which I am. Meaning we can quantumly shift reality through the way we show up energetically, the way we use our mind patterns to focus our thoughts, to cascade or emanate our energy into this realm, into this reality, to grow and evolve it into more wellness and balance. My soul's like, hey, Ashley, you should always strive to be firstly authentic to your soul's journey, as well as in alignment with what you intended to co-create as who you are, Ashley-Nicole Phillips, on a soul level. You should always my soul's like, you should always set your intentions to be who you intended to be on a soul level. That way, you know that what you're offering through your existence, through your emanation of the frequency in which you are, is going to be beneficial and uplifting to all things, all beings, all things, all dimensions. So I'll share my story of how I came into conscious awareness and who I am in this moment, and how I'm growing and evolving with a beautiful, vibrant understanding of how my existence co-creates all things through the way I meet myself, through my inner space, or garner greater intimacy with myself through my inner space, prayer, meditation, or zealotry, seeking God within. Whenever I'm coming in my inner space, using my extrasensory perception gifts or my soul gifts or multidimensionality or shaman mama capabilities or mediumship channeling gifts, psychic gifts. Whenever I'm coming in my inner space to become more consciously aware of my limitless potentials, as well as consciously embody my limitless potentials, to be more wellness and balance, to assist with creating wellness and balance in all things, I call these powwow sessions. Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment, which is available to stream on YouTube. We do powwow sessions on that channel. So we sit and we, you know, I always get guidance on, like, hey, the soul, galactic forces, universal forces, like, hey, Ashley, look at this paradigm in humanism. We want to channel some healing frequencies, you know, the multiverse or limitless potentials or ancestral forces way beyond our understanding of who we see ourselves to be in the mirror at any moment. We'll tap in, chime in when I'm in my inner space or powwowing with myself. They're like, hey, Ashley, look at this paradigm in humanism. You know, talk about this in Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. Available to stream on YouTube for free. Talk about it on that channel, and we're going to channel healing frequencies and wisdoms to help y'all evolve these paradigms into more wellness and balance for all beings, all things. This is what we do within Oneness Connection Energetic Upliftment. I've learned to live like this. I call it about a form of zealotry, seeking God within, or becoming more intimate with the self, to grow and evolve into greater conscious awareness, conscious embodiment of our limitless, of my limitless nature, of our limitless nature, of my ability to contribute to the evolution of all things in a beautiful, powerful, abundant way, of our ability to contribute to the evolution of all things in a beautiful, abundant, powerful way. Which brings me to the Kingdom Things podcast with Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, 2033 prophecy. Big drum roll, round of applause. I have a beautiful, beautiful insight from the future, which is really now, because all things are here now. Again, powwowing with the self through the inner space, becoming more intimate through the inner space, so you can perceive or get insight from other dimensions of the self or ancestral forces, spirit guides, which are they're commonly termed spirit guides within our realm of reality, or ancestral forces, or other dimensions of ourselves, because we're truly one with all things. They can give us downloads or divine wisdoms or soul guidance, insight of what's to come in our evolution. Ancestral forces, galactic forces, universal forces, limitless potentials forces said, hey, Ashley, the 2033 prophecy is signed, so it's delivered, it's done. You are actually living it. You are living the unfoldment of a human culture, planet Earth, that's consciously aware of its limitless potentials, mass awakening of your culture, of your colony, to garner the understanding in the masses by 2033 that you are a human culture, planet Earth, with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, or peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. As these all spawn to all of these dimensions of the makings of us, of our energy, principle of correspondence, as below, so above. Everything in our reality is a manifestation of the energy in which we are. We are in the second coming of Christ. We are the second coming of Christ. Or remembering from the inside, second coming of Christ having many dimensions, infinite dimensions, as all things are infinite. And I don't want to box anybody in to as far as what's possible. We are limitless. The second coming of Christ is infinite, has infinite dimensions. As first off, we're all Christ. We're all one with Jesus. We're all one with each other. We are one. Firstly. Secondly, all things are limitless. So whatever happens, it's a part of us remembering our awakening or the second coming of Christ from our insides, awakening from our insides, having bouts of satori, or spontaneous spiritual awakening, where we remember from our cells, our DNA, our genome activity, awakening to embody the energies of frequencies of higher wisdoms, of the remembrance of our existential fundamental nature, the remembrance that we've always been the creators of our reality, directly correlated based off of how we show up energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, through our energy, ancestral forces insight from the future was like, hey, Ashley, it's done. Calm down, sis. You can breathe. Breathe again. Breathe again. I can finally breathe again. Breathe again. Breathe again. I can finally breathe again. One more time. Breathe again. Breathe again. I can finally breathe again. Y'all. We gonna get into it. This whole love. This gonna be a long love. This whole thing gonna be a long love because I'm gonna break down my story. Break it down my story, my journey of evolution. We're all on this. My journey only being inspiration for you to see how you're on your own journey of divine evolution, of divine remembrance. We're all guys. We always only existed to grow and evolve into greater conscious awareness of our limitless potentials, of our limitless nature. We always only existed to awaken, to be able to self-heal, self-regenerate, rejuvenate through ourselves, to manifest a self that we intended to be on a soul level. Whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. We all exist to be a remedy, an element, a dimension of divine creation of limitless potentials. We are a resource. We are a solution to the evolution and growth of all things. We always only existed to awaken and remember this, to grow into greater conscious awareness of this. So I'm sharing my story to be inspiration to see how you've always only, I've always only been guided. I can now see full circle moments. If I introspect and reflect on my past, I can see how I've been guided on a journey to remember, to garner the wisdoms, to unpack the wisdoms, to experience what I needed to experience, to be the wisdoms of that I am limitless potentials, that we are limitless potentials. I'm going to tell my story throughout this whole live, as well as we're going to play my new song from my new project. So I'm also a singer-songwriter. I share my vibrations, my frequencies, the solution within divine creation, simultaneously one with divine creation, which I am. But then my music, Ashley-Nicole music, is available to stream for free on YouTube. You'll see my melanated face in the profile picture, as well as my afro. Subscribe to the channel to join my musical journey. So my album, I have nine plus projects. You should go to the playlist, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to catch all my content drops, all my musical drops. You go to the playlist section, you'll see my 9+ projects. I love them. I love this offering that I get to offer to divine evolution, to assist with evolving all things. As I heal myself in my inner space, and I channel the healing wisdoms and frequencies and lyrics into the music, to help pull the future into the now moment. As everything is frequency, if we embody the frequency of our future selves, through going in the inner space, powwow sessions, meditation, zealotry, seeking God within, prayer, asking, hey, so who did I intend to be? Which brings me to the Facebook community live call to action. Sit with yourself for at least 2 hours a day. 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, however you want to do it. I'm not the boss of your meditation schedule. Whatever you feel called in your spirit to do. Sit with yourself every day. Ask yourself, hey, soul. What is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, as well as greater conscious embodiment of my limitless potentials? Wait for the answer, because they will come. You lingo with the universal forces, or the oneness of all things, or yourself, or your soul, or God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Brahman, Hashem, the Most High. Many other terms within our culture, within our synaptical understandings of who we are. How your lingo with the universal forces, or the oneness of all things, or yourself, or your soul, or God, is most likely unique to you. Validate yourself in your knowings when you ask yourself, hey soul, what is it that I need to know to come into greater conscious awareness, as well as greater conscious embodiment on my limitless potentials? Wait for the answer, because it will come. Your synesthesia or your psychic abilities is most likely is unique to you. Nonetheless, validate yourself in your knowing when you get the wisdoms, and you get the foresight, the understandings. Be like, okay, thank you, soul. Thank you, soul, for giving me. I got the message loud and clear. I started becoming more vocal. I started loosening up to become more vocal with the universe, or myself, or my soul, or the ancestral forces. And they're like, thank you so much, Ashley, for giving us that insight, because we wouldn't know how you felt about these things. We wouldn't know what energies to align you with. We wouldn't know, how to help order your reality, order your evolution or your reality, what brings you the most joy, abundance. We wouldn't know these things if you didn't communicate, you didn't speak up about it. So I started speaking up about it, and my soul, the oneness of all things, be like, thank you, and baby, things would shift really quickly. I'm like, whoa, it's really cool. So whenever you ask, the universal forces or yourself or the oneness of all things, what is it that I need to know? Wait for the answers because they will come. Don't be afraid to speak in prayer, meditation. And no question is a silly question. In school they used to tell us that. No question is a stupid question. That's true, baby. It's true. Because, okay, we're about to get really cool and esoteric. We call it esoterica. Spiritual wisdoms and things. So, I don't want to lose my train of thought. I don't want to lose it. Dang, it's like fading. Let me see heart-centered. So we because I started talking about school. Oh yeah, no question is a stupid. Thank you, soul. No question is a stupid question. Because our limitless potentials, or our ancestral forces, or our spiritual guides, we call them so many things. It's really our energy and multiplicity, or our soul journey, our soul print. Beyond who we believe we are in this moment, that we're energetically connecting to get wisdoms, guidance, insight, commune with, becoming more intimate with ourselves, our multidimensionality. These other dimensions of the self, they don't speak the way we speak. They don't have the culture we had. They didn't have the divine evolution that we had. Meaning the way they perceive themselves and reality and all things is a lot of the times it's a lot different than the way we perceive ourselves, and sometimes it's similar. If there are other galactic beings, other humanoid galactic beings, that are like, okay, we get that because we went through something like that. But there's spaces beyond the galactic creation where they don't understand. Like they're like, you gotta speak up because we don't. We just, our ancestral forces see through our eyes because we are energy. So whenever we reach in our inner space, hey, soul, I need this, I need help with this, I would like to learn this, I would like to do this, I want to align with this, I want to accomplish this, I want to align with this frequency. Understand we're embodied. When we ask these questions, when we ask for this, we're limitless. So right at that moment when we speak, what we speak or think, focus our thought patterns, or we speak who it is we want to be, what it is we want to create, what it is we want to experience. Understand we're embodying the energies or frequencies of our ancestral forces, which are one with us, to help us co-create what it is, who it is we're evolving into, and what reality we're wanting to experience. So our ancestral forces literally see through our eyes. They experience through our experience. They're like, Ashley, you got to speak up. So we understand what it is you're trying to do, what you're trying to create. Kingdom 2033 prophecy. I'm gonna tell y'all about how that came up. It's really ancient prophecy. So we all co-created it together. The Kingdom Things podcast, 2033 prophecy. We all co-created it together because it's ancient prophecy. The Kingdom Things podcast, 2033 prophecy. That's my soul's print offering to present the insight, present what we all truly did together as one energy called God. But the ancestral forces, they see through our eyes. They're like, you got to speak up and all the things. You got to talk, use your words. No question is a stupid question, because they'll be like, shoot, we glad you asked that, because we gonna tap into our inner space and baby pull different wisdoms to try to understand how you perceive reality, to try to give you an answer or some insight or some suggestions, or some guidance, give you guidance, because we didn't go through that in our evolution, so we don't, that's not something we really relate to like that, but you're helping us learn ourselves, because we're one energy. No, we didn't, these ancestral forces didn't have the experience that I had, that I'm asking about. They're like, shit, well, I'm learning about myself, because we are truly one. So Ashley went through this, shit, let me ask myself, how we're one energy, infinite limitless dimensions of one energy. If Ashley's gone through this, what inside of me mirrors this experience? What wisdoms, what dimensions of evolution did I have that I'm unconscious to that mirrors Ashley? What experience did I have that I'm unconscious to that mirrors your experience? We're one energy. That's how we grow into greater limitless potentials, greater conscious awareness, greater wellness and balance, greater community, unity, by understanding our oneness and understanding that we're only mirroring each other, different dimensions of ourselves in which we're conscious or unconsciously aware of. So the ancestral forces, they're like, y'all got to speak up. You know, baby, limitless, like being ancient beings. We're ancient beings, ancient souls as well. We're ancient souls, ancient energies, ancient beings as well. Because time really moves in a circle. We're about to get to cooking. Time really moves in a circle. So the way we perceive reality, it is a manifestation, a conception of our divine evolution. Understanding our energies are infinite. We've only always existed. Insert your name. You've only always existed in some dimension, some realm, some reality. Your energy has only always existed. The way you're experiencing yourself right now is a part of your energy's divine evolution. Ancestors, first, you got to speak up. And it's really cool because I've a lot of wisdoms. Let's go ahead and give the prophecy or the insight from the future. Let's go ahead and get the insight for the future right now before we start cooking. I was so excited. Like it's like the ancient ancestral forces that are one with me, ancient beings, dimensions, energies. They're like, I'm embodying them right now because they're like, we want to because they're like, we want to help you understand how big this is. This moment in y'all's realm, in y'all's reality, in y'all's evolution, in y'all's human culture, in y'all's planetary culture, in y'all's galactic culture. We want to help you, Ashley, and humanity, and every being that's going to encounter this transmission, these energies. We want y'all to understand how big this is. Awakening to remember, embody, be beyond the paradigms of what and who we thought we were. To remember that we are limitless. To remember that we are a human culture, planet Earth, with no death, no disease, no war, no famine, world peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking. Within Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips, I healed in my inner space to connect with ancestral forces that could manifest, channel to me, through me, as me, to emit wisdoms, frequencies of remedy, to assist with resolving, dissolving death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking within our galactic creation, not just on planet Earth as humans. It's in all the transmissions in the catalog are timeless. You can go through the catalog and you'll see the healing, you'll witness, experience, be a part of. You've always been a part of it because you're truly one. And I co-created the transmission with you in mind, subconsciously, unconsciously. The transmission was co-created for whoever experiences it to be what whoever experiences it to be what we need. So these ancestral forces, these energies, baby, they said, baby, because I've channeled ancestral forces from different dimensions, and they say we're from the great beyond. We're like who we are, what we are, where we are is so beyond y'all's synaptical understandings of what y'all can understand. Just call us the great beyond. Because, just call us the great beyond. So I've channeled, and I've channeled beings from the great beyond that were different from other beings from the great beyond. They're like, call us great beyond, but they're like, we understand, we perceive that you've spoken to other beings from the great beyond. Just letting you, they're like, we're letting you know we're different beings, but we are also from the great beyond your synaptical understanding, even your science's understanding of what reality is. So just call us the great beyond. These ancestral forces are the same. Therefore, they said call us. They said call us from the great beyond as well. They said call us from the great above. And I had some hesitation of saying the great above. Why, Ashley? Because we have and had. I said had because it's phasing out. We had a self-defeatist disposition where we thought and we were and we be, and our energies were organized and schematicized through hierarchy systems, which kept boots on our own energy, or kept our own energies condemned because we had this person up here, put this person on a pedestal, and this person thought that they were the best thing in the world, or they thought they were the best thing at this, or they thought they were the only one that could do this. So all the other energies that are supposed to rise to that level and do similar things, or be a mirror of the oneness of all things and contribute their energies, their offerings to existence, it was hard for them to rise. It was hard for us to rise because we put people and beings and things on pedestals to where every other energy is supposed to rise to that same level of greatness. Perspective, same level of greatness, wasn't able to do it. Same level of abundance, same level of esteem, wasn't able to do it because we would have a hierarchy system that would condemn all the other dimensions, all the other beings, all the other energies, all the other forces that were supposed to rise as well. We call this gatekeeping, where systems and energy dynamics and paradigms and resources were gatekept by people that had thought patterns that they were the best. They were the only ones. It's created through our thought patterns, our mind systems, created condemnation. And this condemnation will come out as grievances. Will come out as the people that were on the pedestal, that call themselves the best at what they do, or the only ones, or the greatest. They would get, when they get shown how their inner spaces are combative with them, or their inner spaces understand, hey, whenever we separate ourselves from the oneness of all things, or our reality, or our mirror, we become fragmented in our inner space. We assist with emitting an energy that manifests death, disease, war, famine, poverty, pedophilia, sex trafficking, human trafficking, when we're fragmented through our inner space. Our energy is fragmented, so we can't have a confluence of energetic flow or energetic harmony to be wellness, to be rejuvenation, to be limitless, to be remembrance, connected to all things. When we have a disposition that we're above or better than anyone or anything, when we allow our mental to supersede hierarchy and understand that everything in my reality is a mirror of who I am, instead of having a hierarchy system where beings and things and energies are condemned and under and below and submerged, we rise and we all are on the same playing field as divine evolution. And we can relate with one another and perceive one another. And we're all only a mirror, irregardless if your mirror looks different than mine, or my mirror looks different than yours. What are you trying to teach me about myself? Because we are one. And then that wisdom, when I go and dip into myself, like, hey, that person that I met outside yesterday, they said they watch my channels and they really follow my stuff and they like it a lot. It helps them. It inspires them to grow and evolve. They be healing and stuff. They're like, Ashley, well, I like you. You really cool. I met them outside the other day. I know we're all one. Whether they're supposed to teach me about myself. And I dip in my inner space and I garner the wisdoms and I tap into ancestral forces that I had yet to meet. Ancestral forces, dimensions of myself that I had yet to be brought to my conscious awareness. So I'm more limitless. I'm more abundant. I'm more well. I'm more balanced. I emit a more limitless, well, abundant energy into reality, so that all things rise into more wellness, more limitless nature, more abundance. They like call us the great above. I was like, do I want to say that though? And they're saying now it's a reason. It's a divinely aligned. It's an abundant reason. They call us the great above. I said, cool. I trust it. I said, cool. So the great above gave me these insights. So we're gonna have a congressional hearing, United States of America congressional hearing, where documents will be declassified. Whistleblowers will come out. The declassification of the documents is still in process. It's still en route. They're saying that the classification of the government classified documents are still en route. This manifestation is still being processed. They're saying there's more whistleblowers that are going to come forward, and a United States of America congressional hearing that will share remembrances, wisdoms, once classified information, but it's not going to be on paper. It's just going to be from their mouth, word of mouth. And they're going to be like, I work for this government agency. Like, you have to go to the government agency to get the documents declassified. But I'm telling you what I experienced and what I know from my experience. They're going to be sharing information, wisdoms about our multidimensional existence, about our multidimensional existence, which how I perceive it, and it's not just me, it's on a soul level, we all have these understandings. This is our divine nature. Multidimensionality is our divine nature. It's our limitless nature. It's our connection to the oneness of all things. Multidimensional nature meaning the workings of reality beyond what we learned in the textbooks as kids in school. The remembrance that reality is energy, is infinite dimensions, it's figured and created through the way energy moves. We know it manifests. And the fact that we were always co-created with multidimensional beings for a long time, for eons truly. But as far as documented in our government's classified documents as well as declassified documents, it's been years, decades, millennia truly, decades, millennia. Being guided to say millennia, decades, centuries. We've been co-created with multidimensional beings. Millennia, thousands of years, centuries, hundreds of years, decades, tens of years. Thank you, ancestral forces. Thank you. Thank you. I'm moving slow, taking this slow. It's gonna be a long life because I've I was in Powwow session and it's like a lot of things I want to get out. But the ancestral forces, the great above just shared. I'm like, is it okay that I call y'all ancestral forces? They say yes. Okay, cool. The ancestral forces from the great above, what they just shared, I wanted to get this out, these insights from the future. It's like, okay, great. And then I don't want to be too nervous about it to where I just I forgot and I stumbled over words, was rushing. I was like, I want to speak cool, calm, collected. I want to share what's been shared. Now I get to tell my story while we cook. Now I'm going to tell my story while we cook about how I became who I am. Remember, divine and angelic presence or energies of the future in the present moment to consciously assist with co-creating no death, no disease, no war, no famine, no peace, no poverty, no pedophilia, no sex trafficking, no human trafficking, and infinite other abundant evolutionary manifestations, embodiments that we've always been, that we're coming into conscious awareness of, and walking, talking, being in consciously as in the masses, as galactic beings of divine creation of God, Allah, Shekinah, Prime Source, Hashem, the Most High, Brahman. My story. We won't start from when I was a kid. We'll start from why not? Because what I really want to do in this live is I really want to just love on myself. Self-love. My new album, Self-Love from Formless to Form. I want to big up myself and show appreciation to myself. Back when I thought I was doing something wrong. I've been recording music since 2013. When I was guided to drop out of my college courses in 2013, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, those college courses are suffocating your soul. Drop out of your classes and do your music full time. And I thought I was doing something wrong because every time an opportunity presented to have perceived success in music music being a career, things would just fall through. They would always fall through. So I thought I was doing something wrong. What kept me inspired and persistent in my journey, because here it is, 2025. I've never signed to a record label. Thank God. Thank you, God. I've never signed to a record label, right? Or a management deal or anything of this nature. I've never signed on paper. I've never done any. I've always been independent, an independent artist, independent squared. Independent to the ninth power. All right, I've always been an independent artist. I would pay for my recording. I would work 9 to 5s. I would work 9 to 5s, and I would pay for my studio sessions. I would pay for my visuals. I would pay for ad placements for my music and things. Because my soul was like, hey, when I started recording in the studio, my inner space, my soul was like, hey, Ashley, what do you want to do with music? Now that I have greater conscious awareness of how reality works, baby, that was ancestral forces, limitless potentials, the oneness of all things. Like, okay, you've aligned your energies with being a music artist, a musician. What do you want your music to do? And I used to think I was just pondering, like, maybe it'll happen, maybe would it? No, that's ancestral forces. Like, hey, we're moving and shaking, right? Okay, what we finna do? What move we finna buzz? So in my inner space, when I first started recording music in recording sessions, and any given moment, any given season, any given reason that I am who I am, to uplift who I am. Any given moment, any given season, any given reason that I am infinite creation, yeah, infinite creation. One more time, infinite, yeah, creation. Everything we experience is to evolve us into more. Up-level our divine manuscript. Yeah, I'm talking new lines, dialogue, so riveting. Ooh, that's 2 of my songs. The first song I sing is You Were Always, Infinite Creation. It's available on Evolution, the EP. Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. You'll see my melanated face, my afro. Go to the playlist section. Evolution, the EP, you'll find You Were Always, Infinite Creation. The second song that I incantated is called Selenite Wands. It's so cool. All my music, like, it helps, everything we do and say, it co-creates reality. So all my music, now I intentionally, like, create my music to assist with co-creating reality into wellness and balance. Selenite Wands is so cool. Selenite Wands is on Epoch, the album. And that song, baby, I was calling it, my soul was incantating through me. I wasn't so consciously aware of, like, when I speak these words, it's happening, it's a go. I was just like, I wasn't so confident. I had some self-doubt in there still. But any given moment, any given season that we are who we are to uplift who we are. So it's not bad. I'm just speaking on where I was at the moment. So I didn't realize once, baby, I can't say it, baby, it's a go. And that's for all of us. Everything we say, the way we fix our thought patterns, baby, that's how we gonna show up. That's how we gonna contribute and co-create reality. I'm doggy sitting my sister's dog. So he's up there whimpering. He is fine. I just walked him and fed him. But he needs to stay in his house, though. Because, yeah. Okay, it's okay, Benji. You okay? So I didn't realize, like, once I say something, it's a go. Right? Now I'm aware of this. I'm aware of it. And I be having to, baby, tell the universal forces, can you safeguard me? Because I'm still awakening. Baby, safeguard me, because some stuff, that was one thing I had this subconscious remembrance, because when God, like, sat me down and said, hey, I need you to become everything I created you to be, we're going to get to this, I'm going to share it again. God was like, I need you to become everything I created you to be in me and limitless potentials. I subconsciously remember how powerful that is. Divine remembrance, divine embodiment of the divine remembrance. I subconsciously remembered how powerful it was, and I was afraid of my own power. I was like, shoot. I was like, dang. I was like, once I say or focus my thoughts, that thing gonna go. So I'll be talking to universal forces. They're like, Ashley, you're safeguarded. We know you're awakening. We know you're remembering. Like, humanity is safeguarded, and the galactic creation, you are safeguarded. Dimensions of galactic creation, you are safeguarded. All of you are safeguarded. But dimensions, we know you are awakening. We know you are remembering y'all's limitless potentials, embodying y'all's limitless potentials, and the power to co-create how you show up and how reality manifests. They're like, y'all are safeguarded. I be having to pray and manifest and meditate. Like, hey, am I safeguarded? Because I'm still awakening. I'm still remembering, because I might say some things I don't really mean like that. You know, and I could add just like being reactionary, because I'm still mastering. We're all still mastering. Baby, these big old frequencies pump through. Sometimes I get reactionary, and sometimes my thoughts, the way my thoughts flow, So universal force is like, hey, Ashley, you're safeguarded. And I subconsciously remember this. I'll say past tense. I was afraid of my powers. Self-acceptance. I was afraid of my powers. So when I incantated all my projects, the 9 projects that are on the channel, Ashley-Nicole Music, I didn't remember that, like, once I said it, it's a go. It's a done deal. Selenite Wands is so cool. I vibe. It's a hip hop rap record. I vibrate high like Selenite Wands. Forgiveness to myself. Forgetting who I was. Remembering is a real prize. How could I remember if I never close my eyes? Divine law, divine ordering makes my creation. That's a fact for you too, though. You already knew that on a soul level. Incantations, let's uplift all the nations. Ancestral guidance coming from way beyond the galactic creation. Respect to every being and energy of the galaxies. All hands on deck. Make sure we become a standing nation. Evolve way past self-condemnation, the shame, the guilt, the resentment, the anger, epitome of the slumber, of the forgetfulness. Everything we experience was to evolve us into more, up-level our divine manuscript. Ooh, I'm talking new lines, dialogue so riveting. Ooh, that's word to Martin Luther King Jr. pulling out on the boulevard. Our films can go from Sundance to Paramount to silver screens. That's not how the song goes. I can't remember it though. But that's pretty much all the song right there. The Selenite Ones is on Epoch the album. So I have a lot of gratitude. Great above and a lot of ancestral forces. They've been telling me this since I've been awakening. Like the past 4 or 5 years, since 2018. My soul said, say 2018, Ashley, because that's when we really came in with the intentions to wake up. So since 2018, I've really been awakening things. Like when I started Kingdom Things, when I was preparing to start Kingdom Things podcast, when I moved to Houston, the greater Houston area, that's when the God baby, divine encounter. The divine's like, hey, Ashley, set me down, say, hey, Ashley, I'm up, I'm awake, I'm not in astral, anything like I'm up, I'm conscious in this dimensionality, Ashley. My soul, the divine's like, hey, Ashley, I need you to become everything I created you to be. And me and God, I need you to remember who you are in God and become all of this to help humanity rise to everything I created humanity to be. I said, okay. And when I started healing, my soul's like, follow your intuitive guidance. We got work to do. I started healing and all the things and follow my intuitive guidance. And my soul's like, yeah, you're a messenger, you know. And like God was like, Kingdom Things podcast, it was a divine encounter that started too. My soul said, hey, Ashley, go out to the park and just go sit out there. One morning, my soul's like, go out to the park, go sit out there. I got up, got dressed, and went out to the park, just sat there on a rock, because it's these big, beautiful, like, boulder things. You know, they're not too big, so you can, like, sit on them. So I was just sitting on the rock, feeling like Elijah. You know, I was just sitting on the rock, waiting for a divine, you know, I knew I could feel that communication was coming. Soul, spirit, future self God said, hey, I need you to start a podcast. I was like, okay. Kingdom Things podcast. I was like, okay. Kingdom Things. I told the story before. I said Kingdom, because I'll be honest with you. I was like, Kingdom Things. No, actually, Kingdom Things. Things. I said, no, I like Things. My soul said, no, Ashley. Kingdom Things. Things. I said, okay. I got it. I got it. Kingdom Things. Okay, we're going to call it Kingdom. My soul said, hey, no, don't die. No, Kingdom Things, not Things. I said, okay, Kingdom Things. Soul said, talk to the sensitive souls. I said, okay. I thought it was more conversation. Soul said, get going, scurry. Go, scurry, get going. So I got up and came back to the house, and I started prayer, meditation, prayer every night. And every night when I went into meditation, prayer, the divine, my soul would send ancestral forces. They would come through to help me heal through my inner space. And they would be like, we would heal things, and I would get divine understandings. Zealotry, seeking God inside, I would get divine understandings about why I experience things, about why things in our reality exist, about how those things in our reality dwelleth within me somewhere that I was unconscious to pinpoint it, to see it, to love myself unconditionally. Okay, this is a part of me. What is this supposed to teach me about myself? Garner the conscious wisdoms of why this experience came to be and what it came to grow and evolve me to humanity into, to all things into. And then the ancestral force would be like, hey, channel me on your podcast tomorrow. And I channel the ancestors in my podcast. Kingdom Things podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips is available to stream for free on YouTube and Spotify. So, let me say, a big part of my journey. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I'm gonna get to the twin flame thing. I'm gonna get to the twin flame dimension of my journey, but I didn't want to super hyper focus on that tonight. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna mention it because it's a big part of the makers of me. Because I am a twin flame. I am a divine counterpart. We truly are one. My soul's like, hey, all things are truly one, but my soul's like, hey, Ashley, live your story. Hey, God's like, hey, Ashley, tell the story the way I put on your heart to tell. God was also like, before I wake you up to your limitless potentials, I'm going to tell you what I brought you into creation to be, to co-create, to create, so that you are in alignment with who I created you to be. So it's cataloged in the podcast, everything. God's like, hey, I need you to do this, this, and this. I intend you to create this. I intend you to understand that you are this. I intend you to walk it like this, talk like this. And these paradigms, understandings of who you are. Divine Mother, the oneness of all things, universal harmony, encapsulated, manifested as your humanism, in which we all truly are. In which we all are. So I'm going to get to the twin flame. I wanted to do myself justice. Talking about my story, I started recording the music in 2013. And I was sitting in the studio listening to the songs. I was like, oh my gosh, so beautiful. The inner space said, hey, Ashley, what do you want to do with music? Now I know, shoot, when you ask that question, it's because we finna get it cracking and shaking. We finna manifest, we finna create, however you want to put it, whatever paradigm you want to use. This is what we're creating. What is it that you want to do? I said I want music to bring people, help people get through whoever listens to my music, whatever they're going through. I want my music to be an aiding resource to help them grow and evolve and heal through whatever they're going through, whoever they are, to evolve and grow into whoever they need to be in the most limitless potentials. I didn't know that. I didn't have that throat chakra, crown chakra activation to put it like that. That's how I incantated. Now let my music grow and evolve and activate people who God intended for them to be as universally aligned, universally assigned for the upliftment and regeneration of all things, limitless potentials, and so shall it be. That's what I say now. But back then when I was sitting in the studio, I was like, I want music to help people get through whatever they're going through, because music has helped me a lot get through a lot of things, a lot of depression, anxiety. Now I know that depression and anxiety was spiritual activation, spiritual awakening. I just didn't have the crown chakra activation, throat chakra activation, DNA activation to remember, hey, I'm created to grow and evolve into remembrance. So I'm going to go through combustion. I'm going to feel a lot of things. And that's my body rejuvenating. That's cellular rejuvenation. That's my body uplifting and growing and evolving. That's my existence rejuvenating, growing and evolving. So I was sitting in the studio, inner space, said, hey, what you want to do with music? I said, I want my music to help people. And then I said, I don't know if I could do this for money, because I feel like money would take the joy out of it. Period. Any given moment, any given season, any given reason that I am. We're gonna talk about that soul. My soul said, don't forget to talk about all the shortcuts you could have took. That could have possibly put you out of alignment to where you wouldn't have risen to your highest timeline potentials or remembered who you are in God. True. We're gonna talk about this as well. The shortcuts I could have took, but I ain't take them. I ain't take those shortcuts. My spirit, my soul is like, nah, I ran the other way. I ran the other way from the shortcuts. So I can't tell you, I don't think I could do this for music. I don't think I want to do this music for money, because I take that back now. Because now I understand how energy flows. If I am an abundant energy, so the energy that I put out, principle of constant, universal law of compensation, the energy that you put out must come back to you. And that's the universal law. So if I'm putting out all this energy, I allow myself to receive the energy back in the way that we do reality. If I'm putting all this energy into making music, when I put this music out, I need opportunities, cash flow, all the things to come back to me, because that's how we do reality. That's how we build our reality, through this tangible reality. That's the paradigm we know at this time. It's growing and evolving, and so shall it be. That's how we do things. So now, shoot. Annex, I took that out. I didn't hear about that right there. Needless to say, 2014. This is 2013, 2014. Fast forward 2025, and I was in a girl duo with a childhood friend. When she no longer wanted to do music, I persisted because it was in my heart space. It was my soul guidance, right? When I persisted, this is like 2015, 2016. By this time, I just dropped what is it called? We did an EP. I did an EP in the duo group. And then after that, 2015, 2016, I dropped singles. I would do singles. I would do visuals. I did 1, 2. I've done 1, 2. In this era, I did 1, 2. I think I did 3 visuals. Vino Morris, Free Falling, and Thinking of You. I did 3 visuals and some singles. This is between 2016 and 2019, right? The duo disbanded like at the end, like mid to late 2015. 2016, I did singles and things. 2016 to 2019, 3 visuals and a few singles. Let's list all the singles. Last Fast. These are all available to stream Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube still. I reposted them. Last Fast, Vino Morris, which was a part of the duo project. That record got a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people really loved it. So that was one of the records that popped really a lot. We did a social media clip, like it was a social media video ad placement for the song Vino Morris, and I did a flipogram, created a flipogram for the group, created a flipogram that had our lyrics. It was a social media post, it had our lyrics and the song playing in the background, and I ran ads on it, meta ads, and it got tens of thousands of likes, tens of thousands of shares, over 1 million views. And people were like, the comments were like, I was looking for this all last night, I finally found it. I was looking for this, and somebody tagged their friend, I finally found this, look, I found it. So people were like, what song is this? Whose song is this? And I was telling them, they were like, oh, keep it up, this song is great. I was like, holy conundrum code. I was like, okay, people really love this song. To this day, I had someone, blessings and wellness to you. I had somebody come to my YouTube channel a few months ago. They were like, hey, Ashley, do you still have Vino Morris? Because I didn't have Vino Morris. I didn't have the song posted. They're like, hey, they commented on one of my other videos. They're like, hey, do you still have the song Vino Morris? I said, yeah, I'll post it for you soon. And they're like, thank you. And I posted the song. I was like, dang. I was like, whoa. So needless to say, Vino Morris, I felt compelled to transition it from the duo project to a single, one of the singles I put out, and I did a visual to that. Vino Morris is available to stream Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Vino Morris is available to stream Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Last Fast, Vino Morris, Free Falling. I did a visual of Free Falling as well. Baby. Free Falling. I'm gonna sing a piece of it. Trying to land on my feet. Free falling as we speak. Never been afraid of the spotlight. It's just the sun in me. What I can really do when I put my mind to it, that's anything. You tell me I'm beside myself. Outside my body, I'm in my frame. Trying to land on my feet. Free falling as we speak. Free Falling's from 2016. I was talking to my soul a few months ago, and my soul was like, hey, Ashley, when you made that song Free Falling, and that embodiment of you, that evolution in which you embodied at that moment, my soul was trying to tell me how time worked, how time and space worked. My soul was like, hey, that embodiment of you in 2016, that's what we were trying to pull out of you in 2013. I was like, whoa. But what? Whenever creation needs something to continue to grow and evolve, it naturally produces it. So I had all the experience that I had leading up to 2016 for my soul to pull that 2016 embodiment, Ashley, to manifest that 2016 embodiment of Ashley-Nicole Phillips. Everything that I experienced from 2013 to 2016, that's what I needed to experience to become who my soul needed me to be in alignment with my divine evolution. I was like, whoa. So Free Falling is available to stream Ashley-Nicole music on YouTube. Speak my divine wisdoms. Before I even realized, I even consciously remembered that it was divine wisdoms, because there's infinite dimensions of me that knew, hey, Ashley's getting busy. She's remembering because she's speaking her divine wisdoms in her songs. She's channeling her songs. She's getting busy. My conscious mind didn't remember this though, but my soul was like, yeah, she's coming. She's remembering.